Today, we're diving into Greg McKeown's Essentialism. Look, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed, like you're just drowning in work, this is for you. We're going to talk about how to reclaim your time and, more importantly, your energy for the things that actually matter.
So, does this sound familiar? Your calendar's jammed, you are running from one thing to the next, just constantly busy. But when you get to the end of the day, you look back and feel like you've made maybe a millimeter of progress, but in a million different directions. If that hits home, you are definitely not alone. And believe me, there is a way out of that cycle.
And right here, this is the big, counterintuitive idea we're going to unpack. The real secret to getting more done, to making a real, meaningful impact, isn't about finding a new productivity hack or just managing your time better. Nope. It's about a disciplined, focused pursuit of less.
To really get how this works, we've got to start by looking at this fundamental clash between two completely different mindsets. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. On one hand, you've got the non-essentialist. They operate thinking, I have to do it all, and they say yes to almost everything because it all feels important. So their energy is scattered. But then you have the essentialist. They get it. They know most things are just noise. So they are incredibly deliberate about what they say yes to, and they pour all their energy into those few things that are going to make a real difference. Let's use an analogy to make this super concrete, one that McKeown uses in the book. I want you to imagine your entire life, all your time, your projects, your commitments, as one giant walk-in closet. You know how it goes. Over the years, you just accumulate stuff. That new responsibility at work, favors for friends, hobbies you swore you'd get into. Just like those clothes in the back of your closet that you never, ever wear. All these non-essential commitments just pile up until your schedule is bursting. And suddenly you feel like you have absolutely nothing to wear, or, in this case, nothing meaningful to focus on. And this is the big essentialist question. What would happen if you became a ruthless curator of your own life? What if you went into that cluttered closet and decided to only keep the things that you absolutely love, the things that truly serve your highest goals? This is where everything starts to change. So that naturally leads us to what is, honestly, probably the hardest part of all of this, but also the most powerful. It's what we'll call the art of elimination. You see, it all boils down to a trade-off. It's so easy to say yes, right? We're kind of wired to be people pleasers, and saying no can feel, well, super awkward. But here's the catch. Every single time we say yes to something that isn't really important, we are, by default, saying no to something that is. We're literally trading our most precious resource, our time, for a quick moment of social comfort. Now, the solution isn't to become a jerk or just be unhelpful, not at all. It's about mastering what McKeown calls the graceful rejection. And it's a skill. It's the ability to separate the request from the relationship. You can say no to the thing, clearly and respectfully, without rejecting the person who's asking. And here is a perfect, ready-to-use tool. You can literally start using this tomorrow. You don't need some elaborate excuse. A simple, honest phrase like this one is golden. It's respectful, it's firm, and it makes it clear that your no isn't personal. It's about having the capacity to do good work. Okay, so you've explored your options, you've started clearing out the non-essentials. So what's next? Well, the final piece of the puzzle is all about execution, but doing it in a way that feels almost effortless.
So the non-essentialist, their whole strategy is just brute force. They try to power through everything on sheer willpower, grinding away until they're completely burned out. The essentialists, though, they're way smarter about it. They don't force it, they build a system. They remove all the friction so that doing the right thing becomes the easiest thing to do.
So what does that actually look like? Well, say you want to write a book. You don't just sit down and hope for inspiration. No, you build a routine. You get your desk ready the night before, you turn off your phone, you block the distracting websites. You basically engineer an environment where writing is the path of least resistance. You make success inevitable. All right, let's take this out of the world of theory and make it super practical. I want to walk you through a simple exercise you can do like tonight to put this stuff into action. We'll call it a life audit. So grab a piece of paper or open a note on your phone. First, just brain dump every single thing you're committed to. Every project, every recurring meeting, every social thing. Got it? Okay. Now go down the list one by one and ask yourself this killer question. If I wasn't already doing this, how hard would I fight to get this opportunity? And be honest, if the answer isn't a loud, clear a lot, then it's non-essential. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find just one of those things and gracefully bow out this week.
And this is really what it all comes down to. This quote from Greg McKeown just says it all, doesn't it? Your time, your energy, they are finite. They are precious. And if you don't proactively decide where they go, the world will happily decide for you. Your boss's priorities, your colleagues' requests, your friends' agendas, they will fill your calendar by default.
So I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Just look at your calendar for this coming week. Where is that 1 hour? What is the one thing you can reclaim from the non-essential pile? And maybe more importantly, what truly essential thing? That passion project, that deep work, or maybe even just some quiet time to rest? What will you invest that hour in instead? The choice, as always, is yours.